just when you think you're talking to a perfect stranger, you're actually talking to which I think this is a perfect segue to talk about the opening song of Kaguya-sama Love is War Season 2. The title of the opening song for this season is called Daddy Daddy Do. And I don't know if that was intentional to kind of reference maybe the father of Shirogane, but honestly, can we just change the title of the opening song to Daddy Daddy Dio? Because, like, that's literally all I hear now when I'm going to listen to that opening song because of this episode. Which, can we appreciate the voice actor of Shirogane's father? Like, okay, we all know it's Dio's voice actor. We all know it's straight up, it's Dio. Like, every time I saw the character on screen, every time I saw him talking to another person, either be, you know, Shirogane or MC, or talking to, let's say, Kaguya, I couldn't help but just view, you know, Dio. I'm just like, I'm seeing Dio on the screen, there's no one else I'm really seeing. Even the way he presents himself is very much like Dio. I don't know, it's just the voice actor has this certain charisma about him, the way he presents his characters within stories, that I just really love. But the point, though, is that this episode really goes to show how Papa Shirogane, how high of a level he is in terms of how he can get Kaguya to actually confess to him. For instance, confess that she has feelings for his son. That really made me laugh so hard, because when you really think about the story of Kaguya-sama Love is War, for the past 2 seasons, Miyuki has been desperately trying to get Kaguya to confess her feelings to him. That was the whole presentation of the story. Both characters are trying to force each other to admit their feelings, and obviously, with the way the story is going, it's very clear that Kaguya is at that breaking point, where she's going to confess very soon if something doesn't happen on Miyuki's end. And when you see how he just comes into this episode, and he just starts casually talking to Kaguya, and just straight up gets her to say how she feels about Miyuki, I was like, holy crap, like, this man just did what, you know, Miyuki, our main male character, could not do for the past 2 seasons. I'm like, this says a lot about just how crazy strong he is in terms of how his mind works. Like, he's able to really get someone to say what they want when he wants it, and I'm just like, okay, I can now see where Miyuki gets it, where he gets his intellect from, where he has been able to formulate some of these plans throughout the story is because of his father, Papa Dio. So yeah, it was definitely an amazing moment of this episode. All the moments, honestly, with Shirogane's father kind of threw me for a loop. I was just really impressed. I mean, there was just so many things that were hilarious, especially when he came home and he's like, "Honeys, I'm home," or, you know, he actually says, like, "I am actually your sugar daddy," and I'm like, holy crap, did he just say that? It just, there's a lot of funny things throughout this episode when it comes to Shirogane's father. And honestly, I think many are just going to be memeing the crap out of it. I've already seen kind of a few memes, honestly, on this topic, actually. Many are making JoJo Kaguya crossover memes, which makes perfect sense when you really just think about everything that happened within this episode. It's to die for. I hope to get more memes like this in the upcoming episodes. Hopefully this isn't the last we see of Papa Shirogane. But okay, let's go on to a different segment of the episode, and that is the Ishigami stuff, because I talked heavily about it in my last episode review, and I feel like it's something I need to dive into because we get a little bit of a continuation within this episode. So, the sadness and despair that I thought was going to happen within this episode did not happen. However, there is setup for that to indeed happen, and I want to get right into that. So, it's made very aware, if you didn't catch it from the last episode, that Ishigami has a very troubled past. He is someone that is definitely a loner. He's someone that is socially awkward. This has been very present throughout the story, but it's kind of pretty much said in your face. You cannot avoid it no longer. You can fully understand how people view, you know, Ishigami. Ishigami's socially awkward. He's someone that can't really interact with people a lot at all. Like, you know, the only interaction he really has is with people in the student council, and even then, he's still very socially awkward. But with him actively going out of his way to join another club, to do something, it says he's trying to change. He's trying to make effort and change within his life. And seeing how, you know, Miko's friend comes up and is just, like, trying to tell the squad, the cheerleading squad, like, hey, you know, he's really trying. He's really trying to do this. It's not for some joke or anything. He really wants to change. He wants to be a good person, etc. you know, give him a chance. You could see the way she kind of, you know, introduces herself and tries to talk to everyone there, like, Ishigami really is trying, and like, we understand, just look at him, he really is trying, and I think that was really needed, but it leaves an ominous tone to it, especially with that just being presented within this episode, because you could see that there obviously is some characters within that club that doesn't like Ishigami. Like, you see the girl that's right next to him looking at him with her eyes like, you know what you've done, and he's like, yes, I know what you know I've done, you know, I feel bad about it, etc., and he's trying to change himself. It's presented that there is people there that actively do not like Ishigami. He's not really well liked either, to be honest, and we even see that most of the female characters throughout the school don't like him either. They think he's very disgusting. They, you know, think that, oh, Miko and him are very weird, like he's going up to Miko trying to cause problems because maybe he just wants Miko to be around him. He's trying to use that to be near her or something, and you know, you have this awkward atmosphere happening around that, and I feel like this club is definitely setting up something for Ishigami. Maybe not the entirety of the club, but some of the club members are definitely setting something up, because when you think about what was presented with the backstory of Ishigami, it was stated that Ishigami, he, at one point, he got really upset, he got into a fight, and he didn't really clarify his side. He never told his side of the story, but because he got into this fight with this girl's boyfriend, you had it to where this girl ended up leaving, and it was basically said that he was, you know, stalking her or whatever, so it led it to where Ishigami was a creep. He was a creepy weirdo that just seemed like he got very aggressive, like a yandere undertone, because, you know, some other guy got with the girl that he potentially liked. So obviously that led to, you know, him not being viewed upon favorably. People didn't really like Ishigami, but he never clarified his side of the story, which we don't really understand that reason, but I'm assuming the reason why he did that was to protect the said girl in question, probably to protect her from being accused, bullied, or whatever, which is probably why he kept the side of the story secret and didn't say anything. Maybe he shifted the blame over to himself because, you know, he didn't want her to be attacked. I think that is probably the reason. So he kind of took the fall for the girl. So I think that Ishigami, he's about to probably get into a very similar situation, because we gotta think about it. He is getting Kaguya's outfit to be able to do like the opposite, like, you know, outfits. You know, guys wear the girls' outfits and the girls wear the guys' outfits. And I feel like Ishigami getting into the outfit, even if the club doesn't try to set him up, you're gonna have many within the school view Ishigami even more unfavorably, because he is getting into an outfit of a girl, and basically it looks just as bad as how it did in the past, how he's like a stalker. People might view that he is stalking Kaguya or something, or some form of girl, and I feel like that can kind of, you know, make his reputation plummet even more so. Also, I don't know how many of you noticed this, but when it showed all of the club members within this episode, none of their eyes were actually shown at all, which is actually even more ominous to anything else, because I've seen a lot of stories, and usually when characters' faces are not shown, especially in the type of environment Ishigami is currently in, usually it must mean that the characters do not view Ishigami as an equal, or they don't view him as a person, or they're not even looking at him, they despise him. These are the type of emotions that usually this imagery actually makes it seem. So I do wonder, the reason why the eyes are not being shown for the characters is because if we got to see their eyes, they're probably looking at Ishigami with absolute disgust, hatred, whatever. I don't know. I had that feeling. There was just too many characters that were shown to not have eyes, but everybody else that wasn't affiliated with the club had eyes completely drawn perfectly fine. So, who knows? It might be a way to skip around animation, but I really don't think that is actually the case. But okay, we'll stop there for now. Let's talk about other segments, and that is Mama Chika, or Mama Fujiwara. So, we knew for a fact that it wasn't going to be the last time we saw, you know, Chika actually in her mama role with Shirogane, because, you know, it was stated that it was to be continued. So we expected more scenes with this, like, little comedy skit later on. I did not, however, expect it to be in Season 2. I am very surprised that we got more of Mama Chika in Season 2, so I'm all for it. And this was a very different twist to the original Mama Chika, you know, or the first two Mama Chikas. It's where Chika is literally upset. Like, she's so done with Shirogane, she's so done with him lying to her, so done with him not being good with things, she can't stand anymore, she gets stressed out, and she walked off and leave, like, I don't want to teach you no more, find another teacher, etc. And so, she gets upset, storms off. And then, which leads into the next segment to where he's trying to teach himself. Kaguya notices that he needs help, so Kaguya wants to help out, you know, the person she loves. And eventually, Chika walks in, and is like, oh, so you've already found another teacher, and I'm just like, this is how you create a yandere. Like, this is straight up how you create an evil villain, because the way Chika looked, she was very menacing. Like, she really looked like something that was just scary, like a final villain of a story, because she was just sitting there eyeing, you know, Shirogane and Kaguya, like, oh, by all means, you know, try to teach him, you know, there's no emotion put into it, etc. I'm just like, holy crap, she's really upset. Like, it's one of the first few times that we really have ever seen Chika that upset, so I was just like, okay, wow, this is a different side of her that I didn't expect to see, and just seeing how jealous she got that, you know, Shirogane gave up her for Kaguya, I was just like, wow, so she definitely is really jealous. She's angry, in fact, and, you know, that led to the whole scene where Miyuki was able to discover how to actually dance properly, or how a net feels, which taught him how to do the Sodan, which was very reminiscent of, like, you know, Muda, which more JoJo memes, actually, in fact, but okay. So, yeah, I think that was a very funny segment of this episode. And I especially love the dance sequence, actually, of how you have Miyuki looking like he's a demon. Like, anyone else feel like he was actually dancing like a demon, and when you see Chika just doing the, you know, the music and all, she's hitting the drums, and you just see how he's, like, dancing, he looks like a demon from hell, just dancing or whatever, and I'm just like, yeah, her face kind of explains it all. It explains why she is so upset, because he said that he was okay with dancing, but in reality, he's obviously not. But okay, I think, though, that's pretty much about it. I mean, besides, I guess, Miyuki's sister, which is just absolutely cute. And I do love how her rebellious phase was explained, of how she, you know, doesn't want to confront her brother and talk about some of the things going on because it feels like she's overly attached and cares too much for him. And she doesn't want to feel like that because she always hears him nagging her, and she has this rebellious phase about her where she doesn't want to seem like she cares too much about what he wants to say. I think that it's funny. It's realistic, honestly, with how her rebellious phase was explained, because when you have someone in your life kind of nagging you so much, and it's obvious they care for you, you're still not going to want to hear nagging, which is going to lead you to want to avoid them, even though what they're saying is truthful, and they do desperately care about you. I do like how her character was expanded upon within this episode, and I do like that little, like, fist pump, like how she got real happy when her father came in and was just confronting Shirogane about who he loves, why he's upset, etc. She got really excited behind the scenes. It's that little animation detail that really just makes you love an episode even more. But okay, I want to leave it at that, though. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy my content, you know, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. And if you want to get notified whenever I upload a video, please click the bell icon down below. And with that, Chibi out.